Amazing grace shall always be my song of praise. For it was grace that bought my liberty. And I never know just why Christ came to love me so. He looked beyond my faults and saw my need. I shall forever.
Very pleasant good evening to you, and this is Pastor Shaw here, and this is the Jamaican Explosion. I'd like to welcome each and every one to our show this evening. I'm glad you could join us this evening. It's a beautiful Saturday out here in the Atlanta region, and guess what? We got quite a show for you this evening because we have a special guest in Mr. the Honorable Peter Gracie will be joining me here along with Ambassador Tanya Lou, and we've got a lot of things that are going on within the area this evening in the Jamaican diaspora here in Atlanta. This evening we have the uh, Be Blessed concert by Mr. Anonymous, and that's getting ready to start in 2 hours. And Nadine, my co-host, is actually down there right now, and she's getting all the feeds ready for you this evening. I'm glad you could join us once again. And this is Pastor Shaw with Jamaican Explosion. If it's your first time, you could check us out on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And guess what? We're here to please. Welcome to Jamaica Explosion, bringing to you the best of Jamaica at home and abroad. Pastor Shaw here with you this evening. And let me introduce to you my first guest this evening, Mr. the Honorable Peter Gracie. Welcome to the Jamaican Explosion, sir. How are you doing this evening?
To God be the glory, man. Life is good, you know.
All the
Life
time.
is good. Life is good, and I'm so happy to be here with you. As far as seeing our brothers doing well in the diaspora.
Yes, of course, and we are honored to have you here. I believe it's the first honorable that we have had on we have had on our show since we started, but we understand that the title is well earned, and and we would like for you just to introduce yourself to the Jamaica Explosion crew. Uh, uh, where are you from, and where did you originate from?
Well, where I originated from is a place in Jamaica called in a district of Cockburn Pen, a place called Waterhouse. And I migrated to United States in 1990, I think,
Oh,
1990, 1991, somewhere around there.
mhm.
And since I've been here, I've tried on many hats, and
Mhm.
I still wear many hats. And in what capacity you would like me to introduce myself, I have no idea. But for the
Okay.
purpose of this program, I can tell you
Yes.
that I'm the founder of the This Is Jamaica organization.
Hmm.
It's an organization where our mission is to empower the children of Jamaica to restore and preserve the culture through poetry and the creative arts. And
Okay.
also, I'm also the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative for the Southern 13 United States, with responsibilities back to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Jamaica.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I can see that you're a very busy spirit person, and you must be pulled in so many directions with all those titles, and to understand that you are a poet also.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. I am a poet.
A well-renowned poet at that. Okay. And
Yes.
if you don't mind, let me bring Miss Tanya Lou on stage because we want to do this interview together. I know you know her and she knows about you, but this is an interactive show, so I like my guests to interact. So if you don't mind, I could bring her on as we ask her a
Absolutely.
few questions. Introducing to you none other than the world famous now ambassador, Miss Tanya Lowe. How you doing, Miss Lowe?
Doing well. What a one, Pastor Rob. And
Nothing much.
good and
Nothing
nice to see you, Honorable Peter. How you doing?
I'm
very.
doing good. I'm doing good, my sister. Always the beautiful smile, the big eyes, and she's just a wonderful person. You just want to be around. She just your spirit just feels full when you see her,
Yeah.
or hear
Oh,
her. Yeah,
What a
thank you,
personality.
Iron. Thank you. Iron sharpens iron. I like to be
that's right.
around you too.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, indeed. So, Ms. Lou, thank you for the introduction to Mr. Peter Gracie, Honorable Peter Gracie, and he's quite an amazing individual as we begin to interview him this evening, wearing many titles. What I liked first that I'd like to speak to you about is something that is written very early within your bio. And this just stood out to me, Tanya. This really just stood out to me. It says here, and I'm going to read a little bit of it. It says, the Honorable Peter Gracie, a community advocate, has dedicated his life to helping his fellow man. Then it says, he's a community leader and grassroots organizer. He has won both institutional and widespread respect for his dedication to uplifting the ordinary families and community. Oh my, you just got me from there. Uplifting the ordinary families and communities. Let's speak about that for a second, Mr. Gracie. Ordinary, what does it mean to uplift the ordinary and the ordinary families and the communities? Why is it so special?
Well, the thing is, it's like the biggest man you seen was once a baby, and
Mm,
and the thing is, we are nothing.
mm,
We're absolutely nothing. But what we tend to do is get these titles and get these possessions and think it makes us.
mhm,
But it doesn't make us. What makes us is the goodness of our heart. And the thing is, there are so many people in the world, and I'm more particular, um, focused on Jamaicans
mhm,
or those in the Caribbean diaspora, or black people,
mhm,
or not leaving out any other race, color, creed, or whatever. But I'm
mhm.
focused more of where I'm from.
Yes, yes.
And a tree without its roots means nothing.
Wow,
And
wow,
the thing is, for me personally, grassroots for me means children,
wow,
because
wow.
those are the roots.
Yes.
And so my focus is to give the children, and I'm going to say, since we're talking about this is Jamaica, something of substance to hold on to on a cognitive level, at the early childhood cognitive level,
Mhm, mhm,
because they're going to be replacing us in the diaspora and everywhere else in here when we're gone.
mhm,
And so if we don't go to the grassroots and give them something of substance to hold on to, we're going to find that the way Jamaica is going, or things are going, somebody might just give them a gun.
mm,
So
mhm.
it's up to me to play my part, to play
Very
my
good.
part,
Very well.
and
Mhm,
get those who run around with these titles to say, let's look at the
mhm,
ones who don't have any titles, and let's learn to know that whenever we look down at somebody, the only thing we're looking down, and for the reason why we're looking down at them is to pick them up.
mhm,
No other reasons than to pick them up, and to give them a platform to stand on and to share our own resources with them. I'm not too concerned about adults too much. I
mhm,
am, don't get me wrong,
mhm.
but as far as the grassroots going, I like to see I like to see things start from the beginning.
Yes.
Where we can actually, um, bend the tree a little bit.
Yes.
We know
Yes.
the direction where it's going,
Mhm,
and support, and know that. without the middle class and the type of people we grew up with in our community, this world is nothing.
Mhm.
So for me, grassroots is everything. Organizing. I've had the opportunity to work with quite a few people who've seen visions that I have had and jump on board because they also believe in the grassroots. Such name as the Oliver Samuels, the Paul Campbells, these guys, they everything I might call them for something, they show up.
That's
You
great.
know, and it's not because we're boasting of what we are, who we are, or whatever. It's because we have a simple vision. That's all it is, and it's a vision for greatness. And the greatness in us is yet to come, as long as we have that strength to breathe. And so, therefore, it's important for us to to focus on
Mhm.
all individuals,
Mhm.
regardless of where they're from,
Mhm.
because all of us has potential and all of us have a vision and all of us have the ideas. And we have
Mhm.
to always hold each other and support them and make sure we understand that while we're going down the journey, while we're walking down the journey, my pastor friend, my fellow man on this station, Tanya, it's by the grace of God that all of us
Yeah.
are doing what we're supposed to do and surviving the way we're surviving because no man is surviving better than the rest. So therefore we have to hold each other and start everything from scratch and
Yeah.
start small like the natural progression of things.
Yeah.
Start small and grow large. So
Yes.
that's what I'm about, the grassroots.
Yes.
Taking something from nothing and make
Yeah.
it into something.
Something.
As God said, let there be light out of darkness.
Yes. Right.
We
Exactly.
can make greatness out of nothing.
Thank you, Mr. Honorable Gracie, for that explanation. And you are absolutely correct. For if we're going to change the things, we're going to make the things that we have that's already going for us as Jamaicans better. We have to start from the youths. And if we're going to change those things that needs to be changed. And I hope different people in different facets politics will be listening to this. We have to start by educating and changing things for youth. So I definitely love that explanation. That's what jumped out at me, and I really believe that a lot of times then when someone gets a title or they even get a position and so forth like that, they allow their position to change them and they live for that position. But blessed is the man then that could just keep humble even though he's been elevated. So I personally love that in your bio. Okay, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative. What are the duties of that? What are some of the things that you're called to do?
Well, my job as a Global Jamaica Diaspora Council representative, I represent the 13 Southern United States with responsibilities back to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in Jamaica. And
Hmm.
my job is to engage all Jamaicans and be the book voice for all Jamaicans within the 13 states back to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade.
Hmm.
Um, what one of our thing is to understand the national diaspora policies that
Hmm.
we're right now tightening up to move forward, and also to make sure that the vision for our diaspora, those in the diaspora, is to educate first of all what the diaspora is, because
Hmm.
most people don't know what the diaspora is. They don't know what it means.
Okay.
And for the past few years, it seemed like this whole diaspora movement is a little country club down in South Florida. And I am beyond that, because it's about us. It's about all of us
Yeah.
as Jamaicans living here. And
Hmm.
it's my job to engage all Jamaicans and have meaningful conversations
Yes.
and to make sure that we know that Jamaica is open for business, and
Yes.
Jamaica is a place that we have to look at, and even if we can't return home
Hmm.
because we may have concreted ourselves in wherever we are, we
Hmm.
can actually support our island in any way,
Hmm.
shape, or form, and make sure that whatever we're doing, we have the best interest of our island first.
Very good. Love that. Love that. Miss Tanya, you got anything to add? Ask them about that.
Well, first of all, I'm honored to be a part of the This is Jamaica initiative that Honorable Peter Gracie has founded. He believes in the grassroots. I too, as an educator of children, and what I love, and that is why I was so honored to be an ambassador for This is Jamaica, because what Honorable Peter Gracie has done was to use the God-given talents that he was given, and he used it to edify the children. And what he did, he wrote a poem
Yeah.
called This is Jamaica. He also wrote another one called The Strength to Breathe. But right now, we are doing the This is Jamaica poetry competition.
Mm-hmm.
And so the poetry is just so beautiful. And when that child says it, I know anyone, and I can tell you all the other winners from the last 2 years, because this is the third year running,
Mm-hmm.
they are little ambassadors now. It has changed their lives because that poetry has opened up that vision and dream and light in them, that they have the strength to dream big dreams as long as they have the breath in them. So they have now been given a purpose. And so these children, not only are they now little ambassadors, but now they become little leaders. And then other children and other people are looking up to them in their community, because not only are they saying poems too, but they're also getting awards, monetary gifts. They're getting the ability to go, and like the last one, Marianne, she became like a poster girl in her community. And she is called to represent different things in her community, and her school is now on the map. Whereas before you would never hear about Redwood Primary. Now everybody hear about Redwood Primary, and it is instilling in all the children that if Marian can do it, I can do it too. Not just to do a poem and to do well and to win money, but I have greatness is what Mr. Gracie is trying to tell these children. It doesn't matter where you come from. Waterhouse, I'm a Kesha Park girl from Kingston, right? So it's grassroots, and you're telling them, listen, there's greatness in you. And as long as you have faith and you have the strength to believe. So this is what This is Jamaica is doing for the children. He is waking up the children. He's also making adults think that the war is not in guns. The war is in the pen. The war is in the gifts that you have, which is what Miss Lou did. And that is why I do tributes to Miss Lou, because that's what she did, just like what Mr. Gracie is doing. He is using his talents to edify and uplift and to get the community. It's social development, right? And nation building. And so that is why I'm glad to be a part of this, and to do whatever it takes to help Mr. Gracie to get this idea of loving your country, loving your identity, and moving forward and believing that you can.
Okay, Tanya, that was very well said. Your stream is coming in a little slow, even though we are hearing your voice. So I'm going to speak with Mr. Gracie a little bit. I'm going to kind of put you off, and then you're going to log right back in, so we could, because I like to see you live and direct, because you're so passionate about what you believe in. So I'm gonna just get Mr. Gracie here to go on. We're gonna take you off, and then just log right back in, so we could get you up to full speed. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So, Mr. Gracie, here we are. This this evening, and she actually did say a lot right there, and I think you have quite a partner in such a vibrant partner in this. Uh, you're speaking about poetry.
Mhm.
Okay, so uh, is poetry kind of the lost art, or what's your feeling about poetry today?
Poetry is not a lost art
Hmm.
in no way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Poetry will never be a lost art.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because every day we get up, for those who, whether you read your Bible, whether whatever you want to do, it's up to you. But
Mm-hmm.
when you read your Bible, I'm
Yes.
just giving you an example to show you why poetry is not lost.
Yes, sir.
And I'm giving you different angles of it.
Yes.
The greatest poet ever lived, write the Psalms, King David.
That's correct. That's
And
correct.
every day we get up and we read these things. It's
Yeah,
not lost.
that's
It's that
correct.
we don't think about it the way we do.
Mm.
Not only that, let me remind you that every song you listen to is pen on paper, it's poetry.
All right now.
So we can hear it, feel it every day,
Yeah.
feel ourselves moving, but we don't look at it as poetry. But we
Mm.
look at it as arts,
Yes.
creative arts, and it keeps evolving, it keeps changing. And let me give you another example.
Mm-hmm.
When we were growing up, we used to listen to rhythm and blues.
Yes. Uh-huh.
We still do. They just call it R&B.
That's right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So things are changing, but it's the same thing. It's
Right.
it's it's the same bottom line. It's the same foundation.
Yes.
We may have a different name. We
Yes.
may think of it differently, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's not lost. It's right there in front of our eyes, but we're
That's
too
right.
blind to see it.
Yeah.
And we're blind with our eyes open.
That's
There's a thing they call the beta Meinhof phenomenon,
yes,
right?
sir.
And
Mhm.
what that is it's like you're driving. It's like, say for instance, you go out and you go buy a car when
Yes.
nobody know have the car,
Yes.
and you drive down the road and then everybody see the car everywhere.
Right. That's correct. That's
Right.
correct.
That's the beta Meinhof phenomenon. It was always there. You just never seen it. It's the
Exactly.
same thing like poetry.
That's
It's
correct.
there in front of.
I think we kind of just lost him there, but that's all right, Miss Tanya. We will kind of hold it down until he gets back on here, and
Yeah.
we're speaking, of course, to Mr. Peter Gracie, and we seem to have lost the feed with him, but he's absolutely right when he says that poetry is probably the root of the creative arts when it comes to even you're speaking about from even the scriptures back in the Psalms and so forth like that. It's words first, and the flow
Yes.
of words and the arrangements of words that actually becomes the foundation of
Yeah.
even a psalm. So he's absolutely right. Hopefully, we'll get him back on here in a
Yes.
second. He was driving, so he might have got into a rough spot there. But
Yes.
he's absolutely right, and I do believe that that when we were growing up in Jamaica, poetry was big in the schools. Poetry was
Yes.
big in school. It was just as big as the regular national festivals that the school children participated in. There was also great poetry uh, competitions that were going on at the time, whether they
Yes.
were not, whether they were in school or they were taken outside of the boundaries where schools participated with each other. So I believe that poetry is always there, as Mr.
It's
Grace probably
always.
it's always there with us, and it's at the root of many even different newer art forms. When we speak about rap, for example,
Mm-hmm.
rap,
Yes.
rapping. It's still the words. It's
Yes.
still poetry.
Yes.
And we have Mr. Peter Gracie with us today, and I'm going to showcase a few of his poems here before I leave because I have them on here. He's getting back on right now, and welcome back on, sir. Okay, well, we think he just dropped off again. He's making his way back on, so yes, let's have him back on here. Mr. Gracie, welcome back. Are you with us?
Yeah, I didn't realize when someone called it would have cut me off.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Miss Lou and I we were speaking about the fact that just like you were saying that poetry is at the grassroots of many of these different art forms, even art form that has emerged recently, like rap. rap, for example. It's just a more modern day form of poetry. What do you say to that, sir?
Well, listen, we get up and we say we're psalms every day, and it's poetry. You know, it's
Hmm.
Yes.
it doesn't have to rhyme to be poetry, you know.
That's
No,
right.
and I'm
That's
sure
right.
you probably got up this
Hmm.
morning and say a poem and don't even realize it. And
Oh,
we're getting
yeah.
so far away from ourselves where sometimes we have to just step back and say,
Hmm.
wait, let's get back to the grassroots of thing. What is this thing? What are we
All
really
right.
doing? You
Hmm.
know, so I strongly believe that we have an opportunity, which was always there,
Hmm.
to ignite the entire island of Jamaica when it comes to poetry. Your dub
Okay.
poetry, there's so many different genres of poetry. Dub poetry,
Yes.
slang
The
poetry,
poetry.
but it's
Yeah.
poetry.
Yes, it
You
is.
know? I'm sure when you go home to your wife tonight and you whisper sweet nothings in her ear, Pastor, it's poetry.
Yeah. Some
You know?
bad poetry, but poetry anyways.
Yes.
Well, no, she don't take it bad, you know. It's just that.
Yeah,
But that's all right. You're absolutely right, sir.
yeah.
Yeah.
In the Bible, Songs of Solomon. This
Yes.
poetry that
Man, one of my favorite books, and we hardly ever preach from that book, but it's a powerful book, But yes, it is poetry, all poetry too, romantic poetry, of course. So yeah, and this now brings me to the competition, which I'm going to put on screen here. Get it on screen here, and you're going to tell me a little bit about what's going on with it. Okay, so we have on screen here the scholarship. Let me take some of the stuff off here so it won't be that crowded. Okay, and fix this up just a little bit here. So we have on screen um, the third annual Peter Grace's This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship. Okay, and of course, how did this trying to get Mr. Peter to let's see if he comes back in here. Okay. Okay. We're just about to speak about the scholarship um,
Hmm.
competition. Tell me how this got started, sir.
Well, I was home one day and I just wrote this poem called This is Jamaica. Whenever I write, I can't just get up and write a poem.
Hmm.
Something has to come in, something has to happen for me to write.
Hmm.
And so I wrote this poem called This is Jamaica. And I called one of my friends. Her name is Dr. Karen Dunkley. She was the representative, the diaspora representative for the Northeast. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her. A very, very astute and very, very intelligent lady. I can have her on your show one day if you would like to. Dr. Karen Dunkley. She's in Philadelphia, and
I
she's
love that.
very influential. And
Hmm.
so we spoke. We talk a lot, you know. And so we were on the phone one day, and she said, "Let me call you back." And so I said, "You know what? All right." So by the time she hung up and called me back, I said,
Hmm.
"Hey, listen to this poem I wrote." And she said, "Oh yeah, who wrote that?" And
Hmm.
I said, "I wrote it." And she goes, "You did?" Because that sounds like it's been out forever. And I'm like, "Really?" And she
Hmm.
said, "Yeah." So I said, "All right, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it the national poem of Jamaica." And she said, "How are you gonna do that?" I said, "I don't know, but it's gonna happen." So she said, I should introduce you to Durvan Malcolm and this and
Hmm.
that. And then next thing you know, I started a organization called This is Jamaica,
Hmm.
right? And I partnered up with the Kiwanis Club of Lauderhill.
Hmm.
I didn't have a 501c3 as yet, and I brought on this young lady who said she would be the president. Her name is Karel Chan,
Hmm.
and she brought in the Kiwanis. I called up Oliver Samuel. Him say, I'm ambassador. I called up there. All of a sudden, Durban came on board. It's like we spoke something into existence,
Hmm.
and it was during COVID. And so once we said, let's launch this thing, let's launch it, we had over 150 students in Jamaica applied for it.
Wow.
And we
Wow.
had 79 students sending videos. And I'm like, whoa, this is
Mm, mm,
not good. And the reason why it's not good is because we weren't expecting
yes.
that many. And so we brought on Sophia Nicholson, who is also an actress.
Mm-hmm.
We brought on a pediatrician retired, Dr. Andrea Thorpe. And we had quite a few more people involved who they just liked it because it involved the children. And
Mm-hmm.
next, we became a 501c3. We have our own nonprofit. We don't have to use the Kiwanis anymore. And now we're doing our thing. And we've also started affiliate programs where organizations in the United States can actually put on their own This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship, providing it to kids of Jamaican heritage in the United States, because our program is open only to kids in Jamaica ages 6 to 17 years old.
Yes, and that was going to be my question: is whether or not there is one these we in the United States could participate in. Well, you just answered our question there. So everyone in their region. So if you're saying then if those that are in Georgia then will have our own competition here, is that correct? That's what you're saying?
Any nonprofit, if you go to our website,
Mm-hmm.
they show we have an affiliate program, because that
Mm-hmm.
was an idea I had to say, let's do like a little franchise,
Mm-hmm.
because people here are saying we want to do it, but we're not in Jamaica. So I said, well, do it.
Mm-hmm.
We will handle all the logistics.
Yes. Uh-huh.
We will help with the videos and all that, but you have to find your own money for the scholarship and all that, and you can go ahead and do it, and we'll help you to promote it.
Okay, so who's in charge of the Georgia? Because I really like to know that.
Well, no one is in charge of anything but the This Is Jamaica organization.
Okay, all
We
right.
are we are a non-profit,
Yes, I am.
and if you get in contact with This Is Jamaica, any non-profit in Georgia who wants to do their own, we will help you to do your own in Georgia.
Okay, well that's good because that is something I might want to champion and get a couple.
No, that is something you have to champion.
Yes, I think so.
I think so. Oh, yes, yes, yes. As a young boy growing up in Jamaica. I left Jamaica when I was 13, but I was a Titchfield boy, and poetry was one of the things that was just uh, along with everything else, all the different art forms and so forth like that. We were taught poems and we would have little recess area or comedy areas, I'd call it, where folks would just get up and say poems, and you had little competitions in the schools from back then. So it was always with us in Jamaica. Now coming to the United States and finishing off school here in the States, it was a little bit different. You would get to your Robert Frost and the different poets that they'll touch on them, but not particularly to have the students participate and develop their own poems, so to speak. You see, it was nothing. You would read about the poets. Well, this is by Robert Frost and so forth like that, and this one here and so forth like that. But not the actual act of the students developing poems for themselves. So this, I believe, would be great for the Georgia area, and I'm positive that you'll probably get a great, not probably, I know that you will get a great response from the Georgia area with this.
I really appreciate that. And you touched on Robert Frost,
Yes.
which when I first was introduced to Robert Frost, he did a poem I think called "The Road Not Taken" or something like that.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And,
That's right. Mhm.
because I studied when I went
Yeah.
to, I don't go to college because I want to go to college and get degrees. I go to college to learn exactly what I want to learn and leave. I do the class that I'm supposed to do and leave, because I'm not interested in degrees and stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
And so I went and I studied some poets, and Robert
Mhm.
Frost was one of them, and he wrote a poem called "The Road Not Taken."
Yes. One of my
And
favorites. Uh-huh.
when I read that poem, it sounded like a poem I wrote. And
Really?
I'm like, we're not too far off. It's just that we're doing different demographics,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
one of the reasons why I was really taken by that is because when we're growing up in school, we are learning history as far as European history, but we're not learning our own Caribbean or Jamaican history.
Yes, yes.
You know, and so I came here and now I'm studying Robert Frost, I'm studying this, that with all these, and I'm saying, no, my kids in Jamaica needs to become great like Robert Frost here.
That's right. That's right.
So I just turn it back around and just focus on Jamaica.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. Turn it back around and focus on Jamaica.
Yes.
And what we've been doing very well, you know. As far as poetry in Jamaica, as far as us freelancing poetry and so forth like that. Praise God for Miss Louis Bennett. And you know, recently Mr. A dub poet Muta Baruka, and you know, we I'm just talking about the ones that really that just stand out regularly. And was there a Claude Massop?
Claude McKay.
Claude McKay.
All right.
Claude Massop was an area done.
Yeah, area done. Right.
Yes, area done.
Yeah, man, area done.
And Norma Alman.
Yeah, McKay. I know. I poems in Jamaica when I was there. He was one of the prominent ones that they. I guess he was from that little earlier era. So those why, you know, that's why when we were younger we kind of had a lot of McKay's poem to listen to.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it's not a coincidence. My grandfather, I never met him, but he was one of the greatest artists ever came out of Jamaica.
Okay.
And I learned that later on. His name is Albert Huey.
Okay.
And Albert Huey was the mentor for Edna Manley.
Oh, really?
Right.
Wow.
And he I think he kind of helped her to inspire her to start the Edna Manley, you know. And so when I knew that, I realized that the greatness in me is yet to come. You know, because we find ourselves as Jamaicans, we're all related to somebody great. If you really stop and think about it, I don't want to use my example to say, my grandfather is this. But if you really look at yourself, we're all related to someone great. That's why in the poem, This is Jamaica, I wrote, where only heroes are born.
Yes.
Yes.
And you know,
I love your poem.
Before you go over the scholarship would be here that's on the screen. Let me hear Miss Tanya Lou do a rendition of that poem. Are you ready, Miss Lou? This is Jamaica.
Yeah, Tanya Lou. All right. So I want you to picture. I want you to picture that you're on the cliff at Rick's Cafe in Negril. And you have a lot of tourists around, and they want to know why you love Jamaica so much. So that's the vision I'm having now. This is Jamaica by Honorable Peter Gracie. This is Jamaica. This is my country, a son of this island, a daughter of this land. Fearless of fear, I stand in awe. Only love prevails, secured in God's hands. This is Jamaica, where joy cometh in the morn, surrounded by mystic waters crashing on the shores, where only heroes are born. Only if you know Jamaica as well as I do, then you would utter, I love you, Jamaica. God knows I do. This is Jamaica, a simple speck in the universe. Our hearts beat and pulse in every nation, but only second to the kingdom of God, we put Jamaica first.
Yes, indeed.
I am Jamaican, regardless of where you may find me. black, green, and gold in the marrow of my bones. So if I die away from my island, I pray to God, you will take me home.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Mr. Gracie, I've heard you do it too, and you both are excellent. What a powerful collection of words, and it's just marvelous. The words that have been put together, the things that I hear during when you're reciting that poem. It's a whole lot of treasure. It's treasure that's all just wrapped up in some verses. Thank you, Mr. Tanya, for reciting it for us. Thank you, the Honorable Peter Gracie, for just creating it. I can't even find the words to describe how you come about with those words, but it's
Mm.
just great and once again, it has to be passed on to the youths. The heart
Yes.
to be passed on to the youths. Praise
And
God.
the thing about
Yeah.
it, this is Jamaica does not belong to me. It belongs to all of us. I
Oh,
don't wish to make any money off the poem. I
mm-hmm,
wish that other organizations can make money off the poem in any way, shape, or form to
mm-hmm,
advance our children. You
mm-hmm.
know, it's not any time.
Yes.
It has nothing to
Yes.
do financially for me. It's the love. It's the love. Anytime I hear
Yes.
that poem, when I hear somebody said, I am Jamaican, regardless of where you may find me. Black, green, and gold is the marrow in my bones.
Mm.
Right
Mm.
there, you
Wow.
cannot be any more Jamaican.
Mm-mm.
Because when the
Mm-hmm.
person bleed, you not say red, you say black, green, and gold.
Cool.
So when you
Yeah,
so
man.
and
For real.
when you hear
Well,
we want to say the construction of the words, we want to say Jamaica is the number one country and number one in our lives. But the
Yes.
only way I could say that would make sure that you bring God into the equation is
All
to
right
say
now.
is to say only second to the kingdom of God we put Jamaica first. That means God is ahead of us. But we
Yes.
are number one. You
Yes.
know, so it's just creatively how you flow and you want
Yeah.
it to, you know.
Yes, sir.
yes.
And I really think those words are divine words, not from
Yes,
me,
yeah.
Yes.
but I'm the
Yeah.
vessel to
That
bring it.
bring it forward. Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that you allow the Lord to use you and bless us
Praise
with
God.
such magnificent words. Yes, sir. So let's speak about the competition again. Once again, and this particular competition is for Jamaicans only, right? The one that I have on the screen here. This is Jamaica American Association of Central Florida presents the third annual Peter Gracie. This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship competition 2023, and this is Jamaica.org. And the video submission deadline, and that's only for those that's in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
Okay, that will be September 15th. 20 this will be 20 September 15th, and there's some cash prizes. You want to tell us about those?
Yes, the
Or
first place winner will win 1,000 US dollars or a trip to Disney World.
mhm.
The second place winner will win 500 US dollars. The third place winner will win 250 US dollars. And now
Mhm.
we also will give the school who produced the winning student 500 US dollars to help with their arts department.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And I know I have some Jamaica viewers too that view the show down there, and and I hope they take advantage of that. Miss Lou, Miss Tanya, it might be I might have to make a little B-way and go back to Jamaica to enter this competition.
Well, you wouldn't have to, because we have the affiliate program you can join up and deal with
That's right.
up there in Georgia. So
That, that's right. That's right. But it
yeah,
just seems like, sir, that when you do it at Jamaica, it is so much better.
yes, it's so authentic.
It's so authentic,
Yes.
When we do it
Yes.
here. It's nice here, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? But something about what you do,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
I know what he's saying because when I go back to Jamaica, I am going to say this for some of the people that I'm going to see there because I'm
Yeah.
performing there. So I'm hoping I might be able to do this one.
Okay, very good, very good. So once again, you're in tune to Jamaican Explosion on a Saturday evening. This is Pastor Rob here, and I have with me today on the show the Honorable uh, Mr. Peter Gracie and Miss Tanya Lou, and we're speaking about this. This is Jamaica. This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship competition that will be taking place. Well, what we know about it so far is. The video submission deadlines are September 15th on September 15th of this year. Okay, and where do they send the videos to?
Well, they can they can email the video to This Is Jamaica Scholarship at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can just go to thisisjamaica.org and all the information is there. But the email is thisisjamaicascholarship at gmail.com. However, if it's a large video file, they can use WeTransfer or SendSpace and send it to us.
Very good, very good, very good. So there you have it here, and I have Mr. Peter Garcia again. No, let one more subject I'd like to touch on, sir. And then I understood that you had the honor of introducing or saying a poem for a very famous poem from the United States, African American poem. Tell us a little bit about that encounter.
Well, that poem itself was her name is Dr. Nikki Giovanni, and Dr. Nikki Giovanni is she was a civil rights leader. She was also a mentor to Muhammad Ali. She was a mentor to Rosa Parks. She was a mentor to quite a few people. And what we found, I don't know, someone just selected. I just got a phone call one day and said, "Listen, I was somewhere listening to a poem you wrote called The Strength to Breathe." And I love that poem so much. I want you to write a poem for Dr. Nikki Giovanni. And so I went ahead and went there and we honored her. And we did everything we were supposed to do. And the rest was history.
Okay.
Very nice.
The Strength to Breathe, huh?
Yes.
That's one that why that
all
one
over the earth, God is raising up a new breed of wealth builders who will use their money to shape the course of world history without building a golden calf.
in particular?
I'm sorry?
Strength to Breathe.
Why is that
by
one
Peter
so special
Gracie.
in particular?
Because I wrote it. Because when I wrote it, I found later on that someone said to me, they think it's one of the greatest affirmations they ever heard. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. So all of a sudden, this little girl did it, and it went viral.
Okay.
And so now you go on TikTok or places like that, you just see people doing it on their own. You know. So when you listen to it, the greatness in me is yet to come. As long as I have the strength to breathe, to know myself, to know my worth, is to know my God indeed. There's no such thing as I can't. There's no such thing as fear. Only false evidence appearing real, and the people, the ones who do not care. I will lean not to my own understanding and find what my purpose serve. And I will trust in God and not in man as I experience my time on this earth, because I am balanced and I am focused. I was born to first follow, then lead. So I will only love and I will never judge as long as I have the strength to breathe. Wow. And so all of a sudden we have thousands of people just doing it, posting it on TikTok, on Reels, on this, and I'm like, really? Yeah. But it's not the first time it's happened. Maybe it's something with me that God has just thrown something in me and said, go make it happen. Because I also did a poem called I Am. It's a quite a long, and that poem, a company called Women in Distress picked it up one day and used it for women going through abuse and this and that and all of that stuff. And I'm like, what's going on here? You know?
Welcome to Tenacity Tuesday. I am Peter Gracie, poet and author.
I'm
This
gonna let
piece
them in
I'm
on
going to
this
read
one.
to
I'm
you
gonna
is
let them in
called
on this
I
one.
Am
Okay.
Woman. I am delicate and pathetic you are in the eyes of those who take advantage of your weakness. Gentle and kind you were, but your love overshadowed the translation of fear. You cried for help and no one heard. You cried out for mercy, but the frequency of your voice was blurred. You shouted with all your heart in silence, and the tears followed through like a desert begging for a single mist. Your physical wounds are easily repaired, but your emotional scars can never be reestablished. Tell me, who can reinstate the passionate you? Who can restore your scars with fervent adorations? Where did your self-esteem go? And who can dry your internal tears? Who can hear your lonely cries at night? And who can rescue your hopeless mentions? Despairing and depressed when you remember the screams and the wailing of your soul. But in you, my sister, there is something that was lost and has never been told. It's that Pandora box of strength that you pull from deep within your womb. And you come to significant terms with self that your past must never and can never be exhumed. But all is in control now, and you smile when you reminisce the scars, because I see you as a resistor, and you are the great I am by far. You now say to yourself, I am the strongest one. You now say to yourself, I am the control of my world. I am a strong woman. You now say to yourself, I am the giver of life. I had to endure that bitter hatred so I can teach a better life. I am the full circle. I have the power to nurture. I am the power to create and navigate myself to a better and more contented future. I am stronger than I was before, and I am the challenger of the world through my eyes. I am the great forgiver of sins, and no more will I cry. I am the strongest creation. No more will I cry. Because I am love. I am resilient. I am woman.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Mr. Peter, that was excellent. 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 My gosh. My gosh. Poet extraordinary. Definitely. Definitely. Oh, that was magnificent right there. And I have to
You
give you a
see
couple
that?
of rounds of applause for that
You
one.
see that?
Definitely.
So you make me cry living I water, Peter Gracie. Watch me on you later. I cried listening to that because it spoke to my heart. It's like he was reading my story.
Yes, 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 yes. And I know there are a lot of ladies that when they hear that, they feel the very same way. He is excellent at just digging deep down in, it's like a soulish kind of thing and just pulling that stuff out. So
He's
wow.
the soul whisperer.
Yes, yes, he is. And we've lost him just for a second there, but we'll have him back here. Oh, yes. So indeed, that's Mr. Peter Gracie on with us today. Of course, this is a Jamaican Explosion on a Saturday evening, and I'm glad that you have actually had the chance to tune in with us here. And turning on the chat there for a second, just in case anyone wants to jump on chat with us on our YouTube channel. We'll have it on just for a second right here. Now, Miss Tanya, let's speak about you for a second and your escapades and what you have been up to. We would like for anyone that wants to. Okay, Tamara Edwards, she's just logged in and said that was powerful. And wasn't he powerful?
Awful.
Mr. Mara, thanks for tuning in today with us, and we're glad you're here to join us today. What a wonderful! And Mr. Mara herself is an artist. I know her, and she sings, and I'm not sure if she does poetry, but I know she might be involved in poetry herself. Wonderful, Miss Tanya. Miss Tanya Lou, tell us about yourself, and we know a lot about you, and you'll be a regular here with me, giving to me some news from Canada. We have Mr. Gracie back here, and we'll bring him back as he gets set up right here. Okay, you had Miss Tanya Lou in tears, Mr. Gracie. You had her in tears.
Yes.
Yeah, what a one! Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to um to, to think about how you came about with those words, and I know the ladies are it speaks a lot to those ladies that have been through that experience, and that there is what I call a global thing. That's not just a Jamaica thing. That's a global. That's a global word that you have. Tamara Edwards from our chat, she's saying the word spoke to me. It spoke to her. So we
Yes.
have the chat on, and Mr. Mama Edwards happened to be on chat. Tamara, if there's a question you'd like to ask Mr. Gracie, you could go on chat and type it in. If there's a special question that you'd like to ask him, and so forth. Mr. Gracie, once again, wow. Oh my gosh, man, you are a powerful individual. And and we haven't even gotten to half it where we're just talking about the poem today. And I would like to have you back to speak about the various organizations that you have founded, in particular the Gracie Academy of Critical Thinking. Being a psychology major myself in my bachelor areas, I know we know about critical thinking, so that's an entirely different show. Okay, so we'll have to handle it at a different time. But okay, all right. Tell us now, sir. How is this competition going to be decided? The one with the youths and so forth. How is it going to be? You'll have a panel that will decide it, or it will be how it will be decided, and who gets the money and who gets the first, second, and third place prizes.
Well, it's normally decided. We have judges
Mhm.
within the organization, and I stay out of it because if it's up to me, everybody win. So, so I stay out of it because I can't deal with that judging thing. I just can't deal with it. It's just because all these kids, they're Tanya, you know this, they're all winners. All of these kids are winners. And the funny thing about it, as man as me is,
Yes.
as every time I think about these kids, a lot of time tears come to my eyes.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you just want to help every last one of them. You want to be that person, and it's just hard. So I had to remove myself and allow the judges to deal
Yeah.
with it. We have criterias that we follow,
Mhm.
that they have to follow. The rules are outlined within the competition itself and on our website. We're
Mhm.
about to send out an email again with most of the
Mhm.
criteria. And so what we do is we have Sophia Nicholson, we have Dr. Thorpe, and we have Dervon Malcolm from Power 106 in Jamaica. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. And he's also on the board. He's also a board member.
Oh.
So we have some very influential and powerful people on the board, all in a love for children. It's the children first. It's not about me. It's not about the poem. It's not about the scholarship. It's about the kids. It's always about the kids first. And so we have our judges, who are a panel of judges who will take the top 10 from the competition. And then out of the top 10, they go back and they do it again and come better. And then we choose the top 3 out of it. The first year, everyone was so good. We gave everyone prizes. We gave them tablets. We gave them money and all that, because we're just going to help it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
people
Yes.
just start sending us money because they wanted to help.
Yeah.
If you follow our winners, we have winners like Courtney Greaves. Courtney Greaves is a fabulous little Jamaican girl from Jesse Repulse. She just passed her exams to go to Campion. And Courtney Greaves, is she entered a competition the other day in the Netherlands, a poetry competition. She entered 13 categories in the one competition. And as a Jamaican, she brought home 7.
Wow. Wow.
Very
She won
nice.
7 out of all around the world. If you follow our additional kids coming through the program, like a Keith Nugent, and I can get these kids onto your show. Keith Nugent is that little kid right now in Cockburn Pen who has the Nugent Academy.
Wow.
And if you look him up, Keith Nugent, the Prime Minister, the Governor General, everybody's trying to meet this little kid.
Yes.
These kids came through This Is Jamaica.
Wow. Wow.
Then we have the Marion Morgan that Tanya spoke about earlier.
Yes.
She is, oh my, I don't even want to start with her. No, because she's just a miracle. And the school, Redwood Primary, is now, they're just getting ready now. We're just getting ready to look for sponsorships for them. They're putting up a mural in the school with the poem. And they said they want to put up a mural, put my face on it. I said, you can't do that. The only way you can do that, you have to put Marion's face on it too, that little girl.
That's right.
Now, think about this. A little girl, 9 years old, she's 10 now, just touching double digits. And she's going to a school where she already has a mural. Think about that.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Think about you walking out and seeing you already have a mural. Think about the leaders that we're creating.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Think about the legacy. Legacy is not something we leave behind. I keep telling you, legacy is something we should experience and live. And this little girl is going to be experiencing her legacy while she's going to the school.
Gotta caption that one right there. That's a powerful statement right there.
Yeah.
Gotta caption that one.
We don't want to wait until we die to know if something was going on. We want to experience it. So it's up to have, as your program is called Jamaican Explosion, it's up to us to explode these type of talents.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Within Jamaica itself, and let them live their legacy at young ages.
Yes, sir.
That's my goal for these kids.
Yes, sir. Most definitely, Mr. Peter, there with us, and we're gonna just he's traveling, and I think he's just gotten home there, so we're gonna have him back with us momentarily. So that's Mr. Peter Gracie, and we had him on this morning. And we also have another great one on in touch with us here with us, and we're going to get to her in a second. We haven't forgotten about you, Miss Tanya. But since Mr. Gracie is here, we're just going to allow him to. Okay, you know. Tamaria says, we'd like to have a little audience interaction here.
Yes.
I love how God is being mentioned in everything said, for we know all things are possible with Him. Continue to, she's speaking to Mr. Gracie right now, continue to let God use you to touch the lives of women, praise God, who may be in silence and cannot express themselves. Tamara,
Yes.
well said, well said, well said, well said, dear Miss Tamara. And and Miss, it's just beautiful what Mr. Gracie is doing with his words, and we're gonna have him back in on here one more time, and then we're gonna speak to Miss Tanya Lou here. Okay, well, let's wait until he gets set right here. Uh, are you ready now, sir? Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up with you today, sir.
It's just a lot of phone calls coming. So every time I come in, it bounces.
You're gonna have to put it on silence next time that you're on the show. And I want you
As soon as it ring, it knocked me off.
Okay, and what we want you to do is to make sure you're sharing this within your area, as Jamaican Explosion is a relatively brand new show, probably about 2 months now we've been going, but I've gotten a lot of support from the Atlanta Jamaica Association and from Miss Tanya and different folks that we're growing our audience. So we are privileged to have you here with us. And we're one of those ordinary people that you speak about. So you can always I'm pleased that an ordinary person like myself could be blessed by your presence on the program today. And is there if there's a word that you would like to leave with the viewers or those that may be viewing this program, because this is a program that plays over and over during the week, and we'll gain the audience as we go along during the week. What would that word be as far as poetry itself?
I don't even know, man. To be honest with you, I have a new book coming out. I have I think 4 books out there right now.
Wow.
And I have a new book coming out, and I wrote this short piece. It says, it's people. I want people to feel free.
Mm-hmm.
I just like people feeling free, not feeling that they're bogged down and think about what people have to say about them, because what people have to say about you has nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on how you react. For every action, there's a reaction. And I wrote this short little piece. And let me see if I can remember it. Feeling free isn't a far-fetched feat. To find freedom, focus is first. With a fearless fixation on focus on self, freedom will find you first.
Wow.
And so, it's these little gems. I like these gems. My poems are now shorter.
Yes.
Gems. People can run with and feel. Today in the millennial world and the Gen X world, no one don't want long anymore.
That's correct. Correct.
So I have to move with the current.
Yes.
And so I just wish everyone can be themselves. Know you're going to make mistake, but every mistake is an opportunity, and don't judge. Don't judge people. Just live, man. Just live. Live and love,
Love.
And whatever, just live and love. And if you make mistakes, it's fine. We're not here to judge you. We all make mistakes, and we cannot cast a stone.
Very good.
Yes.
Well, Peter, Honorable Peter Gracie, thanks for your time with us this evening. I have Miss Tanya Lowe, which I'm going to spend a little time speaking to her about her and her ambassadorship and so forth like that. I don't want to use you up in just one go, because this is just too good. So we're going to have you back again. And you'd said something that I'm going to hold you responsible to. That's to make sure I get those children on.
Done deal, man. Tanya is an ambassador. Tanya can make that happen. She don't need me for that.
Okay,
Tanya can make that happen. She's an ambassador.
So Tanya, we're going to do that, and we're going to properly advertise that one. So
yeah,
and we'll make sure that the children here, the children, the teenagers. I have a lot of teenagers in my family, and they would love to experience those children doing poetry and so forth like that. So that's a definite. Of course, we're going to talk about getting the program here in the Georgia area, specifically the Atlanta and Metro Atlanta area, which is Atlanta, Lilburn, Lawrenceville, Snellville, Stone Mountain area, and in these areas. I already know the people that's going to help me to put it into place. Praise God.
Praise
So
God.
let's make it happen, guys. And Mr. Gracie, I pray now that the Lord continue to bless you, continue to keep you, continue to guide you, continue to inspire you to be the person that He has called you to be. And I pray that your vision will continue to be extended throughout the world. And wow, it's just been a pleasure to meet someone of your capacity. And if you want to stay on with Miss Lou, yeah, I call her Miss Lou. You know.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and drop.
Right.
However, let me just say this.
Yes, sir.
I am now open to, since the This Is Jamaica is the team has come together.
Yes.
And I just totally rebranded, brought in a new total executive team. And now that it's under control by our lovely Adriana Clark, the daughter of the late Bonnie Ruggs.
All right.
She's the president. You can have her on.
Yes.
It's going great, and I am open now to move around and travel for poetry events and stuff like that. So whatever you think about in Georgia, we'll be there. We can show up and we can. All right.
I could think of a very special event that we have in February that I'll be inviting you to. So, okay. So thanks again, sir. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. You have a wonderful day, Tanya. As usual, love you to death. And make sure you tell them about how we connected through Jamaicans.com. All right. All right. Okay. Xavier. So she's muted.
You just have to unmute yourself, Tanya. Tanya, unmute. Okay. But once again, Mr. Gracie,
yes, sir.
We'll have you back again, and Godspeed until we meet again. Okay.
Bless you, sir. Thank you.
Very good, then. Very good. Okay, Tanya, you're full screen now. How you doing? It seems like your mic got muted in the process, so you might want to unmute your mic. If not, then you might want to just log off just for a second and log back on, and then we'll get you back on. Okay. Okay, we're gonna get Miss Tanya back on with us in a couple of minutes, and you're in tune to the Jamaican Explosion on a Saturday evening, and we got some things that are happening in and around the area, and I'm gonna let you kind of listen to a few of those things while we wait for Miss Tanya to come back here. Okay, and I want for you to
news. Guess
to
what?
know
I
this.
am coming back to Atlanta, Georgia on September 2nd at the Atlanta Bless. It will be held at the Victoria Life Church, and tickets are available online at www.atlantabless.com. You don't want to miss it. The last time I was there, we had an amazing time in the Lord. Come on out with your dancing shoes. Come on out, be comfortable, invite someone, and let's have a catawampus time in the Lord. Looking forward to see you. God bless you.
And of course,
Atlanta Bless on Saturday, September the 2nd, 2023 at 6 p.m. Victorious Life Church, 1615 Old McDonough Highway in Conyers, Georgia, 3001. That is higher than life. That is higher than life. Do you need to talk to them?
Yes, indeed. And we have Miss Tanya back with us. So that's what's happening today. It's going on, getting ready to start right now. Atlanta Bless. Miss Tanya, are you hearing me now?
Nice.
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you loud and clear now.
Yeah.
Yes. So, wow.
Good.
Ambassador, tell me about it.
So Well, thanks. Well, let me tell you that I have 2 ambassador roles. After I was in the top 7 of the Jamaica Independence International Foreign Song Competition, I was designated Goodwill Ambassador by the Jamaica Foundation of Hamilton here in Ontario. And it's because I preserve and perform to showcase the Jamaican culture through a lot of artistic works, through poetry, through song, even through the festival song. Even though I didn't win, I had winning messages, and many people loved my song. Hopefield Prep in Jamaica used it as their graduation song, Give Me the Black, Green, and Gold, last year. And this year, yes, can you imagine that? And I was asked to come and sing at events. And this year, when I did Jamaica 61, it was used for Jamaica there was a lady who showcased what Jamaica was all about, and she used my song in the video. And I have had an occasion to sing at the largest festival here in Hamilton, Jamaica 61. But other than that, I'm also a poet. And I wrote a book called, I think you saw it the first time I came on, One Pot, the first time. And so I have conscious lyrics in that book. And this year you saw, and I think you helped to advertise my poetry for Jamaica 61st Independence called 61. And I feel things. I am very patriotic, and I want to use every talent I have to help anyone around me, especially children, just like Mr. Gracie.
Okay, very good. Okay, so
Yes.
yeah.
So
we are just so proud of you, and so pleased with the work that you have been doing. And I see you in so many different places. Ontario and Canada is just eating you up, huh?
And US, I'm traveling again to Plantation, Florida for the Miss Louise Bennett Coverley Labrish event.
Okay.
And then Mobile High School is doing a fundraiser in Plantation. So I'm healthy aging, and they want me to come and do my Miss Tanya.
We're having just a little bit of problem with our feed here coming in all the way from Ontario, Canada. And of course, that's Miss Tanya Lowe. And she's explained to us the things that she do. Go ahead, Miss Tanya. Can go ahead and speak again? Can you hear us? We're not hearing you, though. No, I'm not hearing you right now. But that's all right. We'll come back to you in a second and so forth like that. It's probably just a feed that we have this evening. So we'll try to get Miss Tanya back in a second here, and we're going to be speaking to her a little bit more. Can you hear us now? Okay. I'm not sure what's happening with the feed this evening, but she's going to log off and come back on. So there are several things that are happening in the area this evening, and I would like for you all to, if you have a chance, to go check them out. And we just spoke about one thing that's happening this evening, and that's of course the concert that's going down there at concert going down there at the Jamaica Bless concert, and we want to make sure that you get a chance to go out there and check it out.
Again, after the show, it's after party. Then after the party, it's go to.
Yeah, and there's also something else that's going on
after
in
the
the
show,
area
it's
that we want to bring to your attention.
After party. Then after the parties.
And I'll pause it just for a second here, but we'll get it going a second here. It's another affair that will be happening tomorrow at in the Atlanta area, and that's the Jerk Fest. You might have heard about the Jerk Fest. and that's happening tomorrow. And I have a little commercial on it for you, so you could experience it. I'll bring Miss Tanya back in just a second. Okay, here we go.
Total lobby then. After the NC we aye. And after couple aye. Ding Dong Ravers, Atlanta, Grace Atlanta Jerk Festival. It's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be mad. This Sunday, September the 3rd. So make sure you do that. The whole of Atlanta come out for big up all the big artists and on the set. You know there's something already. Destra, Egyptian, everybody where they on the set. Mad vibes, mad energy. Come out, they come party with Ding Dong and the whole Ravers, the whole vibes. We're gonna have fun, we're gonna just do the thing out there without fear. This Sunday, September the 3rd, Atlanta Jerk Festival, Grace Food, which is my company. I keep this on. I know it's already. Oh.
Okay, so there you have about the Jerk Fest. Miss Tanya, are you back on with us now? Are you hearing us? Yeah, something seemed to have gone wrong with your mic, though. Microphone, yeah. Somehow it seems like you're muted. I'm getting you full strength here, but it seems like you're muted. I'm not sure. Just unmute. Okay. So we'll get with Miss Tanya Lou as we continue this evening. This is Pastor Rob with you on a Saturday evening, and this is Jamaican Explosion. Earlier on, we had Mr. Peter Gracie, and the poet, and he just did an excellent job. Miss Lou was with him, and I wanted to get her to kind of tell us about her ambassadorship that's going on, but it seems like she might be frozen on the screen here while I'm not hearing her voice. Okay, go ahead, Miss. Can you hear us? Okay, or the screen might be frozen on her. So we're gonna bring her back on in a couple and see how that will work out for us. Do remember the Georgia Soccer League is also going on, and that's happening on Sundays, and we will have some feeds. We should have some feeds coming up from Mr. Wesley Graham today concerning the events that happened last Sunday. Okay, that's at the Georgia Soccer League, and we're going to continue to try to get Miss Tanya Lou back with us here on Jamaican Explosion. How are you doing today? How are things going within your area today? Are you going out? Are you checking out any of those shows? Are you going to the show this evening? It's not too late. Atlanta Bless. Or are you going to go out and check out the Jerk Fest tomorrow? Miss Tanya, let's see if we got you going once again. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Miss Tanya? Okay. We're seeing you, but we're not hearing you. Okay. Somehow I can't get Miss Tanya back on today. But it's as I said, once again, we want to check out the Jerk Fest, which is happening tomorrow. And we'll let you see a little bit more about that which is coming up here while we work on Miss Lou to get her back on screen with us this evening.
Okay. Up again. After the show, it's after party then. After the party, it's the hotel lobby then. After the NC we aye. And after couple aye. Ding Dong Ravers, Atlanta, Grace Atlanta Jerk Festival. It's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be mad. This Sunday, September the 3rd. So make sure you do that. The whole of Atlanta come out for big up all the big artists and they're on the set. You know there's something already. Destra, Egyptian, everybody where they're on the set. Mad vibes, mad energy. Come out, they come party with Ding Dong and the whole Ravers, the whole vibes. We're gonna have fun, we're gonna just do the thing out there without fear. This Sunday, September the 3rd, Atlanta Jerk Festival, Grace Food, which is my company. I keep this on. I know it's already. Oh.
We're going to try one more time.
After the show, it's after party.
Okay, Miss Lou, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, you're bright. You're back. So we're just letting them know about the Jerk Fest that will be happening tomorrow.
Nice.
And of course, I know you already have yours up in here in Ontario, right?
Yes, we had our Jerk Fest up here already, and Yes, and I actually went, I didn't go to see the performers, but I did go to they had like you went on a cruise, a boat cruise.
Okay.
And then I met, they had Baby Sham.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever heard of, yeah, so
Of
Baby
course.
Sham
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Yes, and we also had Jambana, and we had Jamaica Day, and we had Third World. Third World was in Brampton. So we had an awesome pleasure of seeing them perform for the 50th year.
Yes.
Performance.
Or Third World
Legends.
for a long time, huh? Still doing it. Huh?
They've been and still doing it. Like they sang all their classic songs. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Oh yeah. How could we forget that, huh? Yeah.
Oh man, that's right. So that is going on, and so most of our summer stuff has happened already, but now with the Jamaica Foundation, we are doing our banquet in October 20th to raise funds for the Mona Children's Home in Jamaica. So we're always doing something. If it's not festival, if it's not Jambana, we are always fundraising. I am their Goodwill Ambassador there, and I'm also a member of the Jamaica Foundation of Hamilton. And I want you to know this year we did our first Caribbean culture camp, where I taught the kids. I was one of the presenters, and I taught the kids how to do maypole. And the old time race games we used to do, dandy shandy, tug and war, egg and spoon, hopscotch. We brought back the nostalgic games. And I know in Jamaica, they still play a lot of these games. And they had Jamaican Caribbean food. So it wasn't just about Jamaica alone. We spoke about other countries. So they got the history, and they did some games and activities as well. So that was a big event. First time ever doing a Caribbean culture event. I was very glad to be a part of that with the Jamaica Foundation of Hamilton, and we will be doing it again next year. And my Ring Ding kids, they performed at the largest festival in Hamilton. I taught them Jamaican folk song, just like Ring Ding, teach them the folk songs and all of that, and poems and dances and games. So we keep in the preservation of our Jamaican, Caribbean, African culture. And I won't stop until the last breath in me. I love.
I could see that.
Love it.
I could see that.
Thank you.
Miss Lou. And so the event that's down in Jamaica in a couple of months. I know you're looking forward to representing your hero or your Miss Lou herself, right? Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about that one.
Okay, so October 7th, they're going to be having the second Louise Bennett Coverley Festival in Jamaica. Last year they had it in Gorntown, but I believe this year it's going to be at Ranny William Entertainment Center, but I'm waiting for the details. However, for sure, it's going to be October 7th, and I was invited to come back to perform and to pay tribute to Honorable Dr. Louise Bennett Coverley. Last year, I had written a song for her and about her, and I sang it there. And I also did one of her monologues on language. So, it's lovely to be able to speak the words of a legend, but also you can't go in their shoes, but you can walk alongside them and learn to walk in yours. And it's good because of Miss Lou, I've been just writing poems. And as we were talking before I got cut off, that's how I have written. I've become more confident writing poems. So last year I did Jamaica 60. Years before I did tons more poems. This year I did 61 candles. And it seemed to have gripped a lot of people because I post it and I perform it online. And it seemed to have inspired a lot of people because it is actually championing our Jamaican people to keep the candles burning bright, morning, noon, and night, illuminating light. So I have the poem here, and I don't know if you have other speakers coming on, but
no. You could go ahead and do it for us. We would love that.
Okay, so I am going to do 61 candles. 61 candles burning bright in Jamaica, morning, noon, and night, illuminating light in the darkness, purifying, signifying hope, rising up from the plight, praying hands from Negril to Moran Point, calling out to the Almighty the fresh fire of the Holy Spirit, blazing, roaring through our nation for a new dispensation. Jamaica, land we love, fight the good fight. 61 candles burning bright in Jamaica. Hear the ancestors cry, championing descendants to pass the baton of freedom, not mental slavery or knavery. Candles alight, inspiring a new dawn to ensure the foundation of faith, fortitude, hard work, good attitude, beating drums, the pulsating of the heart, sunshine emanating, heralding a fresh start. 61 candles burning bright in Jamaica. A spark becomes a flickering light from the divine watching over us, talking to us. Guardian angels giving signs of the times to reset our minds so our destiny be filled with a melody of an enduring, excellent legacy of an island territory so small, yet our people big, worldwide, and stand tall. 61 candles burning bright in Jamaica. We break chains and arise. Ay, ay, ay.
Yes, indeed, that was wonderfully done. 61 candles. Wow, wow. And I could see why folks are excited about that particular poem. Wow, this and you do it all justice every time, every time, every time. So, when will we see you back in these parts down in the south?
I am coming in. So my birthday is September 6th. My two girls have given me a gift to come to Plantation, Florida on actually leaving on the 6th and perform there in Florida for the Labrish
Mm,
Festival. The Louise Bennett Overley Heritage Council is
mhm.
putting it on under Dr. Susan Davis. And I am coming down there and I will be performing. And also can't give money or whatever, I will go and perform. But for the first time, Mobay High School has sponsored me to come back to Florida to perform, to raise funds for Mobay High School. Last year, Excelsior 69ers were Miss Lou went. You know, Excelsior, yeah, right? And I hear you went Teachfield. My cousins, the Williams, went. So I don't know if you know Natalie, Michelle Williams, all the Williams went to Teachfield. But Mobe, they asked me to come. And Excelsior, of course, they have been watching me. You don't know who watching you, Pastor, but you
That's
do your thing. And then they gave me honorable. I was an honorary of an award for the work that I'm doing in promoting the culture and keeping the memories and works of Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley alive, because she went there and she was influenced to continue our portrait. Because as you know, people used to put her down when she started talk patois and everything, right?
right.
In like that, she was them said that is corruption of the English language, right? And look at that now, right?
Uh-huh.
People say, what you gonna do with writing? You gonna work a gleaner? Look, she did go to the gleaner, and she now is at an international hero level. right?
That's correct. That's correct.
So we should always not listen to people giving us negative comments, right? And that is why for me, I kept going with my art, the art that I had in me. So you know what? We bloom where we're planted, Pastor Rob. We might not become big like Miss Lou or a lot of our, talented heroes, but we have a little garden plot where I am encouraging everyone, bloom where you are planted. You have something to offer to the grassroots, right? Children are not our future only, they are our present. And so they are watching us now. And like Sister Gracie, I am going to continue to use whatever talents I have to uplift our children, to mentor them. I'm also a mentor for children here in Hamilton. So inner city kids that need hope, that want to dream big dreams. So every Wednesday we go and we have this big event for them. And we teach them skills, and we just lend a show. We're just there for them as brothers and big sisters. So that's another thing that I do, mentor kids and help them to be the best that they can be. So there are many hats. I have my little plot. I will tread where I am planted, stay in my lane and do my little thing. I'll be my little pocket rocket and I will run my race and I will win it.
You're looking you're doing an excellent job. As you speak about Miss Louise Bennett, let's just listen to a piece by her here that I can pull up for us this evening, and hopefully this one will bring back a little bit of memories for you as we listen to it.
Well, my dear, I'm going to talk about Jamaican proverbs today. Yes, we have plenty of Jamaican proverbs. Our Jamaican philosophy. Philosophy, of course. So philosophy sounds like a big word, no? But that's what we have in our proverbs. Great philosophy. Like cotton tree tumble down, dog jump over it. You know what that means? When the mighty has fallen, you see that is true or that? Yes, man. And then think of this one now. So our grocer him nose all open.
Classic Miss Lou for you.
Knowledge. Yes.
Yes, I love Miss Lou.
More knowledgeable. Yes, man. Then now we have all kinds of course, howdy and thank you, Brocknell Square. That means to say how do you do and to say thank you doesn't harm anyone. Brocknell Square, it doesn't break a square, a nice thing. Then now we have this one that say, when trouble take man, picnic boot fit him. Hey, when a man is in trouble, he will attempt the impossible. Picnic boot fit him. Hey. Now I'm going to tell you some verses that really illustrate, please, this little proverb. When trouble take man, picnic boot fit him, and that is true. If I may prove it, Tara day.
Yes, so there we have it.
Love it.
That's a little taste of Miss Lou for us this evening. And just remembering how wonderful she was, and how comfortable she just have that flow off. It's just like, it's just like Mr. Gracie that we experience, and yourself. Those of you that are in this art form, you just know how to have the words flow off your tongues. That's good.
And it's a divine, and I have to say it must be divine, because you don't know when words start to flow. I have to immediately write, because it just comes in and it's like a cup that's filled up in me, and you have to write the words and you have to say it, and you have to let people hear it, because whatever talents we have is not for ourselves. It's for everyone else. And that's why I love Miss Lou, and that's why I pay tribute. And I am glad that people call me Tanya Lou, because I have a little essence of her. I can never be like her, and I just want to be me. But you know what? She is the person that I looked up to. But Pastor Rob, do you know what howdy and thank you Brocknell Square mean?
No, you could inform me, please.
All right. So remember in the days when they did square dancing?
Oh, okay. All right. Yes.
So you have like 4 groups of two or two groups. Yeah, 4 groups of 2, right? In a square.
Yes,
when you do
the
quadrille. So
quadrille.
howdy and tanky no broke no square. Saying howdy do and tanky, not when break anything. It not when hurt nobody. It not when break up the square.
Yeah.
And she used that in one of her 4 portraits in her book, Laugh with Louise. I don't know if you know she had that book. But at the front page, she had courtesy poem. And it said, oh boy, Miss Lou courtesy poem. Howdy and thank you no broke no square. Let me just tell you now. My goodness, do you know it just left me? In other words, in her poem, she was telling people, shine up your shoes and brush your hair. Give clothes and body plenty care. Mind your manners, don't forget. Howdy and thank you, no broke, no square. Howdy, how do you do? Thank you. Beg your pardon. Excuse me. Practice up your courtesy. She teaching us foundation. Saying thank you. Be manners-able. Remember how them you say be manners-able. Have manners.
Yes.
So shine up your shoes and brush your hair. You know Jamaica, we love be clean. We love our skin. Keep ourselves looking good. We oil up ourselves. We women, we don't have dry foot and dry skin. We lotion up and we, just so we were taught, right? But she said, mind your manners. Don't forget. Howdy and thank you, no broke, no square. She is a nation builder. And that is why I pray to God Jamaica will give her a National Hero Award. She is already, for us, a national hero, but we need to see that her name, her sculpture is all over Jamaica. Schools are named after her.
That's great.
People have sculptures all over in Jamaica. We just want to hear now. National hero, Honorable Dr. Louise Bennett Coverley. I want to live to see that day. And Muta Baruka said the same. Him say him no want a National Hero Award until Miss Lou get it. You ever hear when him sing Miss Lou song, him have one dub poetry, pastor, and him go, Miss Lou, me love you for true. Me love how you chat, but some no love that, Miss Lou.
I think you just gave us a great rendition of a Muta Baruka there.
You remember, when I was a little kid, I remember when them say, me one does a truckle the land with me little dirty pan. Them not understand.
The one that I love is them are born down Africa again.
Oh, yeah. You want to say it? I don't know. You know that one?
I don't know the fully, but you know the one that's them are born down Africa again, my friend. Yeah, you don't know that one.
Born down Africa again, my friend. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was very humble of him because Miss Lou had set the stage for people like Muta Baruka, like the guy that just died recently. The names just go, but she has influenced so many people, right? All over the world, and an artist in Jamaica. She has influenced a lot of them. Wayne Marshall, who just got the Order of Distinction, and has a show with his wife, who happens, a lot of people don't know that Tessanne Chin, who won The Voice, and her sister, who is married to the Marshall, they're my third cousins, but I don't say that out loud. But Harry Belafonte,
one of my favorites.
He died earlier, right? He was influenced to sing his songs by Miss Lou. She made us know it's respectable and okay to use patois in music and in poetry. Now people getting awards right now.
Yes, indeed.
Right? Because them using our patois and them using our reggae. Miss Lou she was one of them to put us there on the international map. And we must thank her because, mother of Jamaican culture.
Yes, indeed. Definitely so. Definitely so. No one can argue with that, and then I will not listen to that argument anyways. She is just, she was phenomenal. and sometimes you have spirits that just pass through. And
Yes.
she was just one of those spirits that
Yes.
was sent to us for a time,
A
and
time.
we will never, probably ever, in the life of Jamaica, ever have another Miss Moon.
Ever.
No.
Inimitable, matchless.
Yes.
You know, when she started to decide to write patois poetry, Pastor Rob, she
Okay.
used to just go prose,
Mm-hmm.
One day she was in a tram car,
Yeah.
and she usually the market woman sit in the back of the tram car, and she would sit in the front, but it was full, so she had to sit. The market woman never liked that she was sitting there because them want the space with them basket and thing.
Yeah.
So she hear one of them say, "Spread out your leg, the diner one dress woman a come." Them see Miss Lou come and tell her to spread out them legs so she not come sit beside them. When she heard the free expression of the people, she said, "Hold on, but that's how I should be writing." So after she hears "spread out your leg, the diner, one dress woman a come," she saw the fluidity and the free, authentic expressions of the people. And she started writing patois. And Gleaner Company, who at first wasn't interested in her because of what she was, the kind of language, the corruption, right? Auntie Roche talk about how them could have said patois corrupt. Why them not say English corrupt? Because English come from the Normandy, French, Greek. And what? Our patois come from English, French, and everything. So them corrupt too, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
So we have good language. So I really love that,
Yeah.
right? And
Yes.
we have a wonderful heritage, and that's what Miss Lou has taught all of us.
Right.
Listen, where you come from, your history, know your history, and embrace it, because your African ancestors and every other ancestors that you have has created you, so you can go forth. They fight the fight already.
That's right.
Taki, our ancestor, when Norma Almond wrote about Taki, the chieftain, decided to fight. I'm finished with being a slave. Did they know in 1760, when Taki fought in that rebellion and lost his life for us, that it was because of him and others after him and our heroes and that are uplifting our country? Yes, we have our music and we have talent, but it's not so much only talent, it's what's inside of us. We need to feel confident in who we are. We need to be positive people. Peter Gracie said that. Him say him no business with title. We almost share and look after each other. Is no one crabism, no one upmanship. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's nothing. We should use our titles. The Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. It is not for ourselves. So having Honorable Peter Gracie doing this is Jamaica Initiative, writing these poems, I am doing my own part in promoting and preserving and uplifting, because my mantra is, I aspire to inspire even when I expire. My legacy must keep living.
That's good.
It's an experiential. And my children, I am glad I went into their schools, put on my bandana, talk about why we wear the bandana, symbol of our national pride. That's why you see me wear this all the time, Pastor, because I want people to say, I don't forget where I came from. These people who started, when Miss Lou decided to use this as our national dress, it became our pride. And I am glad for everything my ancestors went through for me. I'm sorry about our history, what we had to go through, but the Bible said we will go through tribulation in this world, but take heart, I have overcome. So it's about overcoming, and while I have breath, I will continue to do whatever I can, Pastor. So whatever God puts in front of me to do, I will do it humbly. It's not about fame or gain. It's just about doing my work and making sure that the garden of life is filled with beautiful flowers because we help to water it and give it sunshine. People like you who have your programs doing uplifting, bringing on uplifting speakers, and you yourself have said many positive things to let us know that life is all about us coming together with all that we have and to share and to lift each other up.
That's great. Thank you again, Miss Tanya Lou, and we look forward to hearing from you in the coming weeks and even the coming months to follow you as you make your excursions in and around
Thank you.
diaspora as well as back down in Jamaica. Great things are in store for you, and keep writing,
Thank you.
keep creating, keep having the Lord to use you. To use you because
Thank
those that free spirit that you have and that jovialness about you just brings a smile to our face. And if
Thank
we're
you.
even having a bad day, once
No,
Tanya Lou, and let me tell you right now, you might be a person that does a lot of Miss Lou, but there's a lot of you in there too. So
thank
and
you.
we'll see that you will come forth and come forward, and I'm already saying Miss Lou, but when I say Miss Lou, I'm not thinking about the whole Miss Lou when I speak about you. I'm speaking
Thank
about
you.
you as Miss Lou. So
Thank you.
it's there and it's already coming through, and we expect some original pieces from you as well, and
More, plenty.
plenty of that.
And you will hear them another time. Yeah, man. The next time I come on, I will do if Miss Lou was Prime Minister.
Okay.
I have a whole lot.
Okay, very
So
good.
probably another time if you want then.
Yeah.
But I want to tell you, may God multiply and increase your show. It's I think 2 months or so.
Yes.
And I pray that he will use your platform
Yes. Yes.
to raise awareness
Yes.
for yes our diaspora, but also to bring important information to the diaspora so that we can be united, we can learn,
Yes.
because perspective, the more understanding we have about each other is the more united we'll be. So you bring on all these speakers of different types of issues that they talk about, and it's good. So I am praying. Dervon Malcolm has been on in Jamaica, Power 106. You, Jamaica Explosion, I decree that your name will go down in history as one of the best internet shows. And I thank God for you. I'm glad I met you through the Jamaica International Independence Foreign Song Competition. And I'm looking forward again
Yeah.
to speaking with you.
Yes, of course, and we're going to end this session for now. And
Yeah.
wow, what a wonderful session having yourself and Mr. Gracie to speak about poetry today. And it's so important that we now pass this art form down and develop these art forms in the youth. So I'm looking forward to coming back with some of those youthful poets that we have down there in Jamaica, and maybe even a few from these United States, so we could
Yes.
give them an opportunity to showcase their talent as well.
That's right. And the ones in Jamaica that are winners for the This Is Jamaica, you can always reach out through thisisjamaica.org
Yeah.
or write me a note. And I'm not on the executive committee, but as ambassador, I go to the meetings and I listen. I could let them know that you're interested to hear from our winners. You hear about Keith, you hear about Mario, and there's so many of them that you'd probably want on your program. And then you would have more listenership, young listeners, because they're saying, wow, look at these little talented children coming on your program.
Very good. Very good. Well, we're gonna make it happen. As they say here, we're gonna make it happen, make it a reality if it's God's will. And I know He has some
Yes.
great things in store for us in the future. So we're going to end out this session. I'm going to say thank you again, once again, for being on the program with us today. Thank you for bringing Mr. Honorable Peter Gracie our way. And we're looking forward to more of that as we continue on the explosion. So
Yes, and Pastor
yeah.
Rob, thank you. And can I end with Miss Lou's Walk Good?
Yes, please do.
Walk good every day, and good Duppy will walk with you. Walk good every day, and good Duppy will walk with you. Walk good every day, walk good on your way. Walk good follow you. If you just walk good, walk good.
What good, Miss Tanya Lou. Okay, until next time, this is Pastor Rob saying this has been Jamaican Explosion, and we will see you next time. Okay, so once again, Jamaican Explosion for you, and we'll see you next